Thou shalt not be a perpetrator, thou shalt not be a victim, and thou shalt never be a bystander. This quote is saying that being a bystander is worse than being a victim or a perpetrator. A reason being that people may get away with victimizing others, yet it is the bystander's fault that it continues.
Our group has been talking and discussing about how Hitler was able to conduct the mass murder of millions of people. This brought us to the concept and idea of how bullies are able to bully others and oftentimes get away with it. This big question led us to think of several smaller questions. The first three: different types of bullying, why bullies bully, and the role of a bystander. So examples of bullying would be cyberbullying, such as sending a mean or rude text message to somebody you don't. The next type of bullying would be physical bullying, such as hitting somebody or kicking somebody. Ow. Our last type of bullying is verbal bullying, like name calling and stuff. Stupid. Some examples of why people would bully would be low self-esteem, neglect at a young age, or a mental. The role of a bystander is somebody who just watches the fight instead of getting involved, which makes them as involved as the bully. Oh, I don't like this person. Bystanders.
Here is a story about a boy who moved into a new town and his perspective of being a bystander. Eric met Griffin Connolly, a handsome kid with natural leadership and lots of charisma in a real mean street. While Griffin is the perfect bully, David Hallenbach is a perfect victim. Beaten down and willing to do anything to Griffin's approval. At first, Eric is a bystander, not participating in the bullying, but not doing anything to stop it. However, several events move him out of this passive role. Griffin steals from him and reveals Eric's confidences about his father. Adults at school address bullying. And Mary, a girl he likes, takes a stand against it. Eric realizes that his silence makes him complicit and speaks out, only to become Griffin's next victim.
So my three topics are different levels of bullying, ways to stop bullying, and how it affects the victim mentally and physically.
There are 4 different levels of bullying according to age groups: preschool, elementary school, middle school, and high school. The best time to stop the bully is while they are in preschool. At this time, the punishments are simple, and the bully grows up knowing that he must respect others in order to gain respect. As the age group progresses, the intensity of the bullying gets worse, which means the punishments get worse. The early stages are the formative years in a child's life. An adult should not let a child believe that they can get whatever they want through intimidation of others, nor should a child be victimized in a setting where they are learning to socialize. There are no ideal ways to stop bullying, but that does not mean one should not try to resolve the matter. Some of the ways to stop being the victim is by telling someone you're being bullied, avoiding the bullying, and having self-confidence. Lionel Tate received a life sentence for murder when he was only 13 years old. He may have not intended to kill anyone, but the violence he committed resulted in a death for which only he could be held responsible. Lionel's case is an extreme example of what can go wrong in a child's life. Unfortunately, we cannot predict the intentions or the future of a bully. It is also unfortunate that we cannot predict the intentions of the victim when they are tired of being bullied. The most effective way to deal with the problem of bullying is if one puts their best efforts into the children at the earliest stages. It doesn't matter how one bullies, it still leaves an impact on the victim. The person being bullied may show signs of stress, being socially withdrawn, and poor performance in school. These are some of the short-term effects. Some of the long-term effects may include depression, long-term counseling, and possibly suicide.
Then we decide to go further into the topic and compare bullying to the Holocaust, look up effects of the Holocaust, and also look up why people didn't stop the Holocaust.
In many ways, bullying is similar to the Holocaust, the main similarity being Hitler himself, a rough, overbearing fellow as he repeatedly abused, tormented and victimized smaller, weaker, and younger victims of the Holocaust. Another similarity is that both are seen as a personal issue and not a worldly issue. Bystanders of bullying think that bullying is a personal issue and just let it happen. But that led to further bullying. This is similar to the Holocaust, when people knew it was going on, yet they didn't do anything to stop it, furthermore continuing the murders of millions of people. An example of the effect of the Holocaust would be after liberation, the British military tried to save as many people as they could for food and health. But those who survived the Holocaust ate so much than what they are used to that their digestive systems could not cope. Also, when survivors came home, they were hoping to reunite with their family and continue the lives that they had before the Holocaust, only to find that their loved ones are dead or their property destroyed. Many people do not know why people did not stop the Holocaust earlier. Some say, as said before, that it was seen as a personal issue and not a worldly issue, given that it was during World War II. Therefore, other countries were more focused on winning the war at that time. This is also similar to bullying of why people do not stop it earlier. The people who do not stop it are categorized as bystanders. Bystanders are the reason to why bullies do not stop victimizing others. Bystanders are the reason to why bullies are able to harm others and oftentimes get away with it.